This is Biscuit. Biscuit is small. Biscuit is yellow. Time for bed, Biscuit. Woof woof. Biscuit wants to play. Time for bed, Biscuit. Woof woof. Biscuit wants a snack. Time for bed, Biscuit. Woof woof. Biscuit wants a drink. Time for bed, Biscuit. Woof woof. Biscuit wants to hear a story. Time for bed, Biscuit. Woof woof. Biscuit wants a blanket. His blanket. Time for bed, Biscuit. Woof woof. Biscuit wants his doll. Time for bed, Biscuit. Woof woof. Biscuit wants a hug. Time for bed, Biscuit. Woof woof. Biscuit wants a kiss. Time for bed, Biscuit. Woof woof. Biscuit wants a light on. Woof woof. Biscuit wants to be tucked in. Woof. Biscuit wants one more kiss. Woof. Biscuit wants one more hug. Woof. Biscuit wants to curl up. Sleepy puppy. Good night, Biscuit. The end. Boomer was just settling down after his morning walk. Then, when suddenly someone called his name. Then Boomer saw his leash. Boomer was very excited. He thought he was going for another walk. But instead, Boomer and his owner raced outside, down the driveway, and onto a big yellow bus. Boomer was going for a ride. The bus stopped again and again. Boomer had never been on a ride with so many children. The ride was very noisy. After a while, the bus stopped. Wait, what?
The bus stopped again and again.
Boomer had never ride on After a while, the bus stopped in front of a big building. The children climbed out. Boomer climbed out too. He was quickly led inside, up some stairs. Wait, what? Around a corner and down the hallway. Finally, Boomer's owner stopped and opened the door. Boomer looked in. It was a room filled with dust, tables, chairs, and children. As Boomer was led to the back of the room, a loud bell rang. A grown-up The grown-up started talking. Everyone sat down and listened. When the grown-up finished talking, the children jumped up from their seats. Boomer was let off his leash. He didn't know what to do first. There were toys to share, pictures to paint, games to play, and best of all, there was lunch. After lunch, Boomer watched as the children gathered together and sat in a circle. Boomer was ready for the next game. But these children all the time sat quietly. Boomer started to get up, but he was told to sit down. Boomer wiggled and squirmed. He was... What? But he was told to sit down. Then Boomer was led to the center of a circle. He wiggled and squirmed. Boomer's owner started talking, sharing stories about Boomer and showing him to the class. Finally, Boomer understood. He sat still and stayed very quiet. Boomer's owner smiled and gave Boomer a pat on the head. Suddenly, a loud bell rang, and it was time to take another bus ride. At each bus stop, Boomer's new friends patted him goodbye. Then the bus stopped at Boomer's house. Boomer wagged his tail and bounded off the bus for home. The end. One day, Caillou was coloring. He drew a big purple cat with green whiskers. I don't feel like drawing anymore. I want to play with a friend now, Caillou said. He left his crayons and went off to find his sister, Rosie. There was no sound coming from Rosie's room. The blinds were closed, and Rosie was fast asleep. Caillou tipped in. He knew very well that he wasn't supposed to disturb his sister when she was taking a nap. Rosie, Rosie, whispered Caillou. Shh, Caillou, be quiet. Startled, Caillou turned around. Daddy was calling him from the doorway. Daddy looked annoyed. Caillou, I've told you before not to wake Rosie. I was alone. I want to play with someone, Caillou explained. I'm sorry, but I can't play with you right now. Mommy and I are wallpapering the dining room. But Daddy, I'm tired of playing all by myself. Wait until Rosie wakes up, replied Daddy. Then Caillou spotted the cat stretched out of the sofa. Gilbert didn't have any friends to play with either. I'm going to play with Gilbert, Caillou declared happily. He picked up the cat and pulled him in the back of his truck. Vroom, vroom, cried Caillou, pushing the truck. He drove Gilbert all around the living room. Vroom, vroom, beep, beep. Caillou was having a lot of fun. The truck and the cat started going faster and faster. Whiskers back, Gilbert wondered what was going on. It was the first time in his life he has ever ridden in a truck. Suddenly, the truck bumped into the table. Bang! Gilbert flew through the air and landed in the leap. Frightened, he ran away and hid. The cat didn't seem to like the truck game, but that didn't matter because Caillou had a better idea. He went over to his bookshelf and picked out a book about mice. He knew Gilbert would enjoy it. Caillou loved to tell stories. This is a story about a little mouse called Mousie. Caillou began in his best reading voice. He showed the mouse to Cat. Gilbert scratched behind his ears. He didn't seem to be listening. Gilbert, look at the cute little mouse, Caillou insisted. Gilbert licked his paw. He wasn't the least bit interested in Caillou's book. Caillou was losing his patience. He pushed the picture of the mouse right under Gilbert's nose. Gilbert, look at this. The cat jumped off the sofa and ran away. Caillou wondered what kind of stories Cat did like. I know what we could play, Caillou exclaimed suddenly. He just had another idea. He went into his room and brought out some doll clothes. Caillou put a bonnet and nightgown on the cat. He burst out laughing when he saw Gilbert all dressed up like that. He put one of Daddy's old hats on his own head. The game was all set. Caillou picked up the cat and put him gently in the stroller. Don't move, Gilbert. Daddy will take care of you, he said. And he pushed Gilbert down the hall. But the cat didn't like being taken for a ride or being dressed up. He crouched and then bolted out of the stroller. Gilbert, Caillou complained, disappointed. The cat turned up near Mommy and Daddy. Oh, they were surprised to see Gilbert in a nightgown. Gilbert and I were playing dress up, and I'm the daddy, Caillou explained. Caillou, dress up isn't a game for animals, said Mommy. Not for animals, repeated Caillou. Do you like to play baby games, Caillou? Mom asked. Caillou shook his head. That's because you're not a baby, said Mommy. Caillou looked at her, wide-eyed as he thought about what she had said. Gilbert is a cat, not a person, Mommy went on. He likes cat games. When Mommy went back to what she was doing, Caillou was still thinking. I got it, he said at last. I know what Gilbert would like. Caillou undressed the cat. Then he dangled the bonnet ties in front of him. The cat's paw darted on out to catch the strings. You like that games? You like cat games, don't you, Gilbert? Gilbert said happily. Wait for me, Gilbert. I'll be right back. Caillou went looking for a piece of paper. He crumbled it up into a little ball and threw it to Gilbert. The cat pounced on the ball and batted it with his paw. Caillou caught it and tossed it back to the cat. Hooray, Gilbert! You're a champion! Daddy and Mommy came in to see what was going on in the living room. Caillou was copying Gilbert. He was crawling on all fours beside him. We're cats playing. We're playing together, laughed Caillou. The end. One day, Andrew's mother and father were taking him to see his grandma and grandpa. Before they put him into the car, his mother said, Andrew, do you have to go pee? Andrew said, No. His father said very slowly and clearly, Andrew, do you have to go pee? No, said Andrew. I have decided never to go pee again. So they put Andrew into the car, fastened his seatbelt, and gave him lots of books and lots of toys and lots of crayons and drove him off down the road. Vroom! They had been driving for just 1 minute and Andrew yelled, I have to go pee. Yikes, said Father. Oh, no, said Mother. Then the father said, Now, Andrew, wait just 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, we will come to a gas station where you can go pee. Andrew said, I have to go pee right now. So the mother stopped the car. Screech! Andrew jumped out the car and peed behind a bush. When they got to Grandma and Grandpa's house, Andrew wanted to go out and play. It was snowing and he needed a snowsuit. Before they put on the snowsuit, mothers and fathers said, and Grandma and the Grandpa all said, Andrew, do you have to go pee? No, Andrew said, no. So they put on Andrew's snowsuit. It had zippers, 10 buckles, and 17 snaps. It took them half an hour to get the snowsuit on. Andrew walked out into the backyard, threw one snowball, and yelled, I have to go pee. The father and the mother and the grandma and the grandpa all ran outside. Andrew got out of the snowsuit and carried him into the bathroom. When Andrew came back down, they had a nice long dinner. Then it was time for Andrew to go to bed. Before they put Andrew into bed, the mother and the father and the grandma and the grandpa all said, Andrew, do you have to go pee? Andrew said, no. So his mother gave him a kiss, and his father gave him a kiss, and his grandma gave him a kiss, and his grandpa gave him a kiss. Just wait, said the mother. He's going to yell and say he has to go pee. Oh, said the father. He does it every night. It's driving me crazy. His grandmother said, I never had these problems with my children. They waited for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. The father said, I think he is asleep. Then his mother said, yes, I think he is asleep. Then his grandmother said he is definitely asleep, and he didn't yell and say he had to go pee. And then Andrew said, I wet my bed. So mother and father and grandma and grandpa all changed Andrew's bed and Andrew's pajamas. Then the mother gave him a kiss, and the father gave him a kiss, and the grandma gave him a kiss, and the grandpa gave him a kiss, and the grown-ups all went downstairs. They waited for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and from upstairs, Andrew yelled, Grandpa, do you have to go pee? And the grandpa said, all the time. Andrew said, well, so do I. So they both went to the bathroom and peed in the toilet, and Andrew did not wet his bed again that night, not even once. The end. It's a Hot Wheels sign, which is so cool. So these are the cars right over here that I already showed you guys.